and welcome to my channel on personal growth. If you're new to the channel, my name is Kate. I'm an integrative relational psychotherapist. I specialize in narcissists and borderlines. I'm also a life coach, a yoga instructor, and an author. If you would like to schedule an individual online session with me, you can find all of the relevant information in the description box below this video. Today, I'm going to be talking about narcissistic relationships. Not about your regular, ordinary narcissistic relationships, but about toxic narcissistic relationships. Mind you, narcissistic relationships and toxic narcissistic relationships are not the same, because there are types of narcissists with whom it is possible to have a normal, a functional, even a loving relationship with. I know it's hard for you to believe that, especially if you've had a horrible experience with a narcissist, but it is true. When it comes to toxic narcissistic relationships, they are outright impossible. And with two types of narcissists, with malignant narcissists and with toxic narcissists, it is impossible to have a normal, a functional, or a loving relationship with. I hope that's clear. Because with those two types of narcissists, all we can form are toxic narcissistic relationships, which by their definition are harmful, toxic, and bad for us. Today I'm going to be talking about some of the signs or hallmarks of toxic narcissistic relationships, and if what I'm about to tell you resonates with you on some level, then it is highly probable that you are in a toxic narcissistic relationship. When it comes to toxic narcissistic relationships, you have to understand that there's always tension. In such a relationship, you can never relax. There is always tension. There is always a lot of hostility. Hostility can be implicit or explicit. But the fact is that you never feel safe nor secure in a toxic narcissistic relationship. It's like walking in a minefield. You never know when your narcissist is going to explode and blame you for something and be aggressive towards you, be it verbally, emotionally, physically, psychologically. You're always on guard because you're not sure if what you're about to say or do is going to upset your narcissist. In a toxic narcissistic relationship, it's always your narcissist who is calling the shots. Everything has to be done according to what they want. So sooner or later, you're deprived even of the opportunity to express your opinion or desires or wishes, because all that matters is what your narcissist thinks, wants, and desires. Another sign that you are in a toxic narcissistic relationship is that you stop being yourself when you are with your narcissist. What does it mean that you stop being yourself? You stop doing things that you used to love to do. You start behaving in a way that is not typical for you. You start feeling like a stranger in your own body. Your reactions are not normal or are not characteristic of you. Sooner or later, you start avoiding your family and friends, especially those who don't like your narcissist, because your narcissist will make sure that you're cut off from all of those people who dare to point out to you that there might be something off in your relationship and that perhaps the relationship you're in is not terribly healthy or good for you. Your narcissist will also never support you when you're trying to achieve your personal or professional goals, because the spotlight always has to be on the narcissist. You can never be better than your narcissist, and you can never do anything better than your narcissist. When you're in a social setting, you always have to agree with your narcissist, because even if you disagree about a completely irrelevant thing, for example, he orders you a glass of champagne and you would rather have a glass of red wine, and you say that in front of your friends, your narcissist is going to perceive that as a personal attack, like you're trying to undermine them and their authority. And they will punish you for it later on when you're alone. How? It depends on the type of narcissist you're with. You could be beaten up, you could be ignored, you could be devalued, you could be yelled at. All sorts of reactions, negative reactions are possible. Another typical sign that you are in a toxic narcissistic relationship is that your partner is constantly undermining you, devaluing you, criticizing you, making you feel unworthy of love. Your partner is convincing you that you're not good enough, that you're crazy, that you're incapable of achieving anything in life, that nobody likes you except your narcissist, so you should never leave them, because if you do, you will, be left alone, which is of course not true. You're the one who's always making the effort to make the relationship work. And you're doing that at your own expense. You're always the one suffering some kind of a loss just so that you can make your relationship with your narcissist work, more or less. What's also typical for a toxic narcissistic relationship is that your partner is acting aggressively towards you. More often than not, it's passive aggressiveness, but with malignant narcissists, you often find yourself on the receiving end of their physical violence, emotional violence, psychological violence. They terrorize you up to the point that you lose all self-confidence, all of your self-belief. You start believing them, in fact, that you are indeed a crappy person, that you're no good, that nobody will ever love you, and that you basically cannot live without your narcissist, which again is not true. So these are just some of the signs of a toxic narcissistic relationship. Another quite important thing is also that your partner is constantly lying to you. That may be big lies, small lies, but you're often, if not always, being lied to. And should you ever, catch your partner lying, they will make sure that you change your mind about that. Even if you caught them red-handed with their hands in the cookie jar, they will convince you that what you're seeing is wrong because you're crazy. And because you're crazy, nobody is ever going to love you. So if I sum up the main characteristics of a toxic narcissistic relationship: hostility and tension all the time, constant arguing, you being on the defense, you being devalued and put down for everything that you do, you being accused of things you haven't done or said. Narcissists are really good at twisting your words. Gaslighting is another hallmark of an extremely toxic narcissistic relationship, but I would say that gaslighting is a strategy just mostly used by people with antisocial personality disorder, not so much with narcissists. And in the end, when you are in a toxic narcissistic relationship, you feel like crap all the time. You lose your self-confidence. You no longer know what is right, what is wrong. You're not even sure if you're sane or if you're truly going crazy. And because you've been cut off from all of your friends, you're just going deeper into this spiral of self-hate and despair. If you are in a toxic narcissistic relationship, if any of the things that I've told you now resonate with you, please seek some professional help. Find your friends and family and tell them what's happening in your life. Because if you are in a toxic narcissistic relationship, the only way is down. It's never going to go up. You're never going to feel better. You're just going to feel worse with every single passing day. Seek help while it's still time for you to make a change and to leave your toxic narcissistic relationship. I hope this video helped. If you liked it, please click like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you want to receive notifications about the next time I publish a video. Thanks so much, and please take care of yourself.